The group returns to Dawn Winery to plan their next move. Diluc reveals he had managed to find some information on the Abyss Mages through his connections. Venti explains that even though he is one of the 7, he has not ruled Mondstadt for a long time. Because of his long absences, he cannot handle everything alone and must rely on others for help. He says that he has become the weakest among the Archons now.
We have tracked the Abyss Mage to the vicinity of the winery.
I cannot stress enough how important it is to not let it escape.
Following the information provided by Diluc, the group tracks one of the Abyss Mages. They confront it and defeat the mage. As it falls, a strange energy is released. Venti notices that this energy had been cutting off his connection to Dvalin. He explains that Dvalin now resides in ancient ruins, sealed by a powerful storm barrier. The energy released by the Abyss Mage helped Venti understand the magic that is sealing the ruins. They then discuss what to do if Dvalin cannot be saved. Venti says the traveler's power to purify the teardrop crystals might be enough to remove the curse. He explains that the corruption inside the dragon's tears and the curse affecting Dvalin both come from the same source, so the traveler may be able to purify it.
And so, epic actions of brave heroes finally leads to this 11th hour.
As they reach Stormterror's lair, Venti tries to break the storm barrier. Suddenly, a small band of hilichurls attacks them. The group defeats the monsters, noting that hilichurls usually avoid areas with strong elemental energy. Diluc believed that the Abyss Order is controlling them to slow the group down. After the fight, Venti successfully dispels the barrier. Inside the lair, Venti explains that the ruins are protected by ancient seals. Dvalin has been living here, but the ruins themselves belong to an ancient city older than the four winds of Mondstadt. This was from a time when the previous ruler of Old Mondstadt was a tyrant. The group finds a mechanism and carefully places its missing components back into position. After activating 3 light actuators, the seals at the top of the tower finally break.
How are you feeling today, Honorary Knight? I am completely prepared and fully confident that we can do this.
While Venti speaks about freeing Dvalin from the curse, he says he wants the dragon to understand that no one betrayed him. Venti then channels Animo energy into the Traveler. At that moment, the Traveler realizes that it was Venti who helped him during the previous encounter with Stormterror in Mondstadt. With the seals broken, the group finally confronts Dvalin. They notice 2 blood clots on the dragon's body. These wounds are corrupted by the Abyss Mages, which is also affecting Dvalin's mind. The group works to remove the blood clots and purify the dragon. As the corruption disappears, the ruins begin collapsing. Everyone falls from the tower, but Dvalin saves them just in time. Venti is relieved to be reunited with his old friend. Dvalin flies away peacefully, reassured that no one is trying to harm him, while Venti shares his powers with the dragon once again.
Is this the power of the Animo Archon? But I am no longer part of the Four Winds.
Even if that's so, you still protected us regardless. Now spread your wings of freedom and go with my blessing.
After returning to Mondstadt, Jean resumes her duties and explains the events to the citizens. She clears the misunderstanding about Dvalin, and the city slowly returns to normal. The next day, Amber meets the Traveler near the city gates. She explains that while Jean and the others were confronting Dvalin, monsters attacked Mondstadt. However, the Knights of Favonius were able to defend the city. The reason behind the Abyss Order commanding the hilichurls still remains unclear. Amber then invites the Traveler to meet her at Good Hunter for a meal. Inside the city, the people celebrate being free from Stormterror's threat. At the tavern, Kaya meets the Traveler and shares what he discovered. While the others were dealing with monsters outside, Kaya stayed in the city and intercepted a group of Abyss Order infiltrators. From them, he learned that the Abyss Order is united under a single leader known as the Princess. When Kaya notices Amber arriving, he decides to leave, knowing that she is still upset with him for seemingly abandoning the Knights during the attack. Amber asks the Traveler about his next plans. Paimon explains that they will continue their journey across Teyvat in search of the Traveler's sister.
Oh, I almost forgot to mention. Jean's waiting for you at the Cathedral.
It's something to do with the Holy Lyre de Himmel. You'd better head there now. Ta-da! Barbara is here. Leave the healing to me. I will not disappoint you.
The traveler then heads to the cathedral, where Jean is waiting. Barbara, the deaconess of the church, is there to retrieve the Holy Lyre der Himmel.
The Holy Lyre! Lord Barbados! Even if I atone for these sins for the rest of my life, it would still not be enough.
The traveler hands her the broken lyre, which shocks her. Venti repairs the lyre with a bit of magic. Barbara immediately takes it and leaves without letting anyone else touch it. Venti quietly remarks that the repair was only an illusion and suggests they leave quickly. As they exit the cathedral, 2 Fatui agents suddenly ambush them. The traveler tries to stop the agents, but someone strikes Paimon and Venti from behind.
At last, Mondstadt's rodent ruler in the flesh. Scurrying through the streets looking for leftovers? Mondstadt calls this a god?
Resident rodent beats invasive vermin.
Don't you dare speak back to me, insolent bard.
Signora, the 8th of the Fatui Harbingers, appears. She freezes Venti and forcefully takes his Gnosis. The traveler struggles to break free as the agents hold him back. After taking what she came for, Signora escapes before help can arrive.
Come, before our dear Favonian friends arrive. Leave nothing for them to find.
Sometime later, the traveler wakes up and sees Barbara nearby. She heals him and explains that Venti had woken up earlier, but her healing did not work on him, and he left shortly after. Jean instructed Barbara to let Venti go, so the traveler keeps quiet about Venti's true identity.
Master Jean has already returned to the Knight's headquarters. She said that she will look for evidence, but she also said that if the Fatui didn't leave any traces, the Knights might find it difficult to lodge a complaint against them.
The traveler later finds Venti at Winery and asks him about the Gnosis. Venti explains that a small number of people who possess visions can control elemental energy. These people are called allogenes, and they are considered worthy of ascending to Celestia with the potential to become gods. He mentions that this knowledge is usually known only to the Archons. He then explains that a Gnosis is a special object carried by each of the 7 Archons, allowing them to directly connect with Celestia. Venti also reveals that Signora is one of the Harbingers, powerful individuals who serve the Cryo-Archon. That Tsaritsa has granted them immense authority and power, making them far stronger than ordinary humans. The Harbingers answer only to her. Venti admits that he never expected the Tsaritsa to take another Archon's Gnosis. He says that he once knew her well, but a catastrophe that happened 500 years ago caused their relationship to completely fall apart.
You see, a certain catastrophe happened 500 years ago, and after that, she cut off all ties with me.
Finally, Venti suggests that the traveler should continue his journey to the neighboring nation of Liyue. The Geo-Archon is still active there, and appears once every year during the Rite of Dissension to guide the nation. Venti advises the traveler to head there soon. If they miss the Rite of Dissension, they may have to wait an entire year before seeing the Geo-Archon again.
Traveler, as you set off on your journey once again, you must remember that the journey itself has meaning. The birds of Tevat, the songs in the cities, the Tsaritsa, her Fatui and the monsters, they are all part of your journey. The destination is not everything. So before you reach the end, keep your eyes open. Use the chance to take in the world around you.
And that concludes part 3 of the Mondstadt Archon quest, Song of Dragon and Freedom. If you enjoyed the story, be sure to like and subscribe as the journey continues to the next nation. See you in Liyue.
If you want to chat, now's the time. A bard stays not always in a single climb. Up till the end, Dvalin remembered his duty as one of the 4 winds. As such, I don't intend to forcibly strip him of that duty and force my ideals of freedom onto him. I just hope that Dvalin will be able to choose for himself and understand what freedom is. Before I became an Archon, I too was taught the meaning of freedom in this way by a friend. Kaya shared some new intelligence, you say? Oh, I see. So, the Abyss Order has a princess who orchestrated the plan to corrupt Dvalin? They were probably trying to turn Dvalin into a weapon of war for the Abyss. But that said, I have never heard of any such princess of the Abyss Order. I think so too, apparently. But how does a princess come out of nowhere and take command over the entire Abyss Order?
That Fatui lady didn't hang around, did she? She just grabbed your Gnosis and left?
She wanted to avoid any eyewitnesses from the Knights of Favonius. The slightest slip-up here would have destroyed the Fatui's diplomatic relations with the Knights.
So they're just gonna keep acting like Mondstadt's allies as if nothing happened?
If only the 7 nations had banded together against the Abyss Order in the first place. The Fatui possess the strongest military among the 7 nations, yet they've used it to steal the Holy Lyre, covet the power of gods, and use Dvalin as a bargaining chip against the Knights.
Speaking of the Lyre, didn't Diluc say something like this before? He said that the Fatui can only run amok across the 7 nations and threaten the Knights because of the Harbingers.
Yes. As I said earlier, the Cryo-Archon has given them authority and strength beyond that of other mortals. The Tsaritsa... I haven't seen her in 500 years. What is she thinking? What's her plan? Whatever the answer is, I have a feeling it's only going to make your search for the 7 all the more difficult. As I said before, vision wielders are known as allogenes and may ascend to Celestia. A Gnosis is a higher-order nexus of elemental manipulation and is emblematic of an Archon's status as one of the 7. But as for which of the 7 took your sister, I'm sorry, I don't know. Wait, as one of the 7, I'm not clear of suspicion yet either, am I?
Hang on a hot second. Tone Deaf Bard is just one of Barbados' many incarnations. Who's to say that...
We're a great team indeed. Say, once you find your sister, how would you like to become one of the new 4 Winds?
You don't seem too into it. Hey, Tone Deaf Bard, if being one of the 4 Winds means free food, you can consider Paimon.
If you want to chat, now's the time. A bard stays not always in a single climb. Well then, best be off to Liyue. If the dissension ritual you failed to tally, then another year you must dally.